remember. It says, remember his miracles, which he did in Egypt, and his marvels in the land of Ham. We can never, ever forget. I don't care what any pastor, any leader, any religion says. We must never, ever forget. We must always remember how we were slaves. Remember his miracles he did in Egypt and his marvels in the land of Ham. It says, let your heart shake because of his fear. This causes us to fear him. This causes us to reverence him. And this is what he wants. When you fear and reverence him, you will be afraid to do your own thing. See, this is one of the problems of our people. They are not afraid to do their own thing. The families that's operating as in the days of Noah and his family, you see, we're doing the most high. We fear the Most High. Our hearts shake before him. And so we're doing this thing his way. And he did not tell us to do, this is not our way. This is his way. But we have these camps doing things their own way. And they don't fear. We have people doing things their own way, making their own decisions. It says, and do his will. We have to do his will. One of his will is for us to come out of her, is to be within his borders. It's in his will that we be within his borders. He says, I will only protect those that were found in my land and within my borders. Everybody else on the outside will not see protection. And they're waiting on him. And they're going to continue to wait until Yahuah's trouble kick in. And they're going to experience death and famine among Gui, just as the scripture has told us. And they have no idea of what's coming. It says, your souls, according to his great favor, and search for yourself a way towards life. You got to get this. You have got to get this. Search for yourself. Is that not what I proclaim on this channel? To search the scripture for yourself. We are seeing the Most High is telling you, search for yourself. Don't depend on your pastor. Don't depend on your camp leaders. Don't depend on your elders or your whoever leader. Search for yourself. Me as the head of my household, the way I operate, I tell my family members to search for yourself. Don't believe me. And my daughter came to me with something that she was concerned about this past Shabbat. And I told her, and she knew what the Most High showed me. She said, I went to him and prayed for myself. Not that I didn't believe you. And boy, what he revealed to her lined up, it confirmed. And see, she didn't search through me. I just told her what he told me. And then she went to him for herself. And when she did that, guess what? She's following the Most High. And that's what I expect of my own family members, for them to follow the Most High. So we have to search for you have to search yourself a way towards life. You have to search the scriptures for yourself. Don't be believing people. People too quick to believe other people. And I told you, using YouTube as your pastor is dangerous. But our people use YouTube as their pastor. They click from video to video. And they sit and listen. They sit and listen. And when you do this, this is very, very dangerous. You better open up that Bible and search for yourself. I'm drilling this so some of you can get this. And some of you people that's using YouTube for your pastor can stop this foolishness. It's madness to put your life and your family life in the hands of another man or another woman. Now, let me give you an example here. I told you we have to bring this home. That false teaching that came out about the land of Yahuah being in South Africa, that false teaching came out and it threw many off. And many right now believe in this false teaching, this old false teaching that didn't even come from the person that brought it out recently. It came from somewhere else. People didn't even make connection that wasn't even his video. That wasn't even his work. And so they believed it. And many are planning on going to South Africa. Good luck with that. They're going to go to South Africa. Now watch this. Then you have another family come out. They make a video and they say the opposite. No, it's not there. And I saw that video. I went to the comment section. I just read. And I'm looking in there reading. Look at all these people. I was tripped up. I was believing it was. Now they brought scripture out. Instead of a bunch of old maps, they brought scripture out. Scriptures that the people should already had known if they had searched for themselves. They would already had known those scriptures. But they didn't know them scriptures. So they needed a man and a woman to come out to bring the scriptures out for them. And now they was like, I have to admit, I believed that, but now I believe the scripture. And now I'm put back on track. How is it you can let someone throw you off track? How? Because you don't search for yourself. This is a heavy point. Now let me show you something very dangerous here and very scary and unbelievably, it happens and people don't realize how dangerous this is. Let's say, for example, this same family, let's say they brought out that they agreed that the land of Yahuah is in South Africa. The people more would join in and believe the land is in South Africa. You see that they just believe whatever teaching comes forth and not search for themselves. This is very, very dangerous for the life of me. You have to search for yourself. The way towards life, a highway. And it says a remnant for your sons after you. This is also for your sons that come after you. It says, and why have you given up your soul to vanity? You see, when we're following these other teachings, when we're using YouTube as our pastor, we're heaping up fire upon ourselves. We're heaping up the Most High's judgment. He says, hearken to me. He wants us to listen to him, not to YouTube teachers. And let me say this, because these you know what? I thought about this. These Babylonian money-making people, they are deadly. They're teaching the word, making money, and our people are listening to these people. And the Most High is saying, hearken to me. And we don't know how to hearken unto him. We don't know. He says, oh, my sons, and do not rebel against the words of Yahuah. Don't rebel against the words of Yahuah. And this is what we're bent on, because we are a rebellious people. All right, we need to see the examples here. Psalms 105. We're going to take a trip down memory lane. I'm going to read 23 through 45. Yahuah also came into Egypt, and Jacob dwelt in the land of Ham. So we know Yahuah went into Egypt, and Jacob dwelt in the land of Ham. He increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies. The Most High was always bent on us being fruitful and multiplying and strengthening us, making us powerful, strong, mighty the way Yahuah is meant to be. He turned their heart to hate his people. When the other people saw this, yes, they began to hate the Most High people, to deal craftily with his servants. Today, people are dealing craftily with his servants. He says he sent Moshe, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. Now, why isn't he sending one or two? Why isn't he sending us some? Why didn't the scriptures, why don't we see the prophet saying in the end days when he scattered us all across the earth that he would send Moshe and he would send Aaron, or he would send one like Moshe and one like Aaron? How can two people gather together, his people scattered all over the earth? Impossible. So there is no one that's sent to gather us. So what is going on here? He's doing something by himself. And now I'm hearing the voices of others saying, well, the scripture says he's going to send his son to gather the remnant. Yes, he's going to come and gather the very small remnant of those that will be left after Yahuah's trouble, after millions will be killed, murdered, death, and famine among Gui, there will be a small remnant. Those are the ones. Don't count yourself in this remnant. If you in America, don't count yourself in this remnant. If you in South America, Canada, don't count yourself in this remnant. All you have to do is read Isaiah 11:11. You can't count yourself in this remnant. And if you are in the land of Japheth or in the land of Ham, you shouldn't want to count yourself in this number, because it's going to be like one man per city. Remember, man will be like fine gold. Man will be hard to find. When Yahuah comes back, man will be hard to find, because it won't be many. This is what I want to say here. You have to get this, because no one is teaching this. All they're telling you, oh, Yahuah is going to deliver us. Yahuah is going to gather us. He's sending his son to gather us. Watch this. By the time Yahuah come, you will have the remnant in the wilderness that made it, the 1/3, 2/3 cut off. The rest of man will be like the pandas, endangered. That means at risk of being killed off. The word endangered means at risk of being killed off. Killed off is extinct. Man will be almost extinct when Yahuah comes back. And you have to dig in the scriptures to find all this out, to connect the dots. And see, our people are not studying for themselves. They're not doing what we read in the Dead Sea Scrolls. They're waiting on others. And we're told to search for ourselves. And here it is. They don't understand. When Yahuah come back, man will be almost extinct. You want to be in that number? I think not. So there won't be a Moshe or Aaron sent to gather the people all over the earth. The Most High has gathered his people with a command to come out of her, my people. This is how he gathers his people. Baruch, the scriptures are clear. He says, they perform his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. They did the signs and the wonders in the land of Ham. And we was told to remember these things. Remember what they done. He sent darkness. The Most High sent darkness and made it dark. Right now, there's darkness upon our people. And they did not rebel against his word. So here Moshe and them, they didn't rebel against his word. Here we are today rebelling against his word. He turned their waters into blood and killed their fish. You wonder why the fish are dying. He turned the water into blood, killed their fish. Their land abounded with frogs, even in the chambers of their kings. He spoke, and there came swarms of flies and lice in all their territory. These are the mighty works of the Most High in the land of Egypt. He gave them hail for rain. Instead of rain, they got hail, something that would knock them upside the head, knock them out, or even kill them, depending on the size. And flaming fire in the land. He struck their vines also, and their fig trees, and splintered the trees of their territory. As if he split the trees, there's no more fruit for the trees to grow on if the tree become splintered. He spoke, and locusts came, young locusts without number. Listen, understand, he spoke, and locusts came. Let's sit on this one. Because he spoke to his people, come out of her, my people, and the people came. This is how he operated ever since he spoke creation. Read it. He spoke everything into existence. When he do something, when the Most High does something, he does it with his word. And when he speak, whatever he's speaking to, they must do this command. Now the animals and the creation follow it, but the people are the ones that stiff-necked it.